All right. Hello and welcome.
Oh, sorry, I'm just waiting for it to go live.
Okay, this went
And
live.
I hear my voice. Okay,
There you
muting that and saying hello to chat.
Hello and welcome to Gold Wings Black Skies. We're back.
We did it.
Yay! We survived!
I guess.
We are all still technically here. And we includes Megan.
Hey everyone, this is Megan. I'm playing Micah Drexler. I don't remember what I changed my new high concept to because Acer came up with really good wording and I didn't write it down.
Well, that's great.
But it was really good.
It was really good.
We'll take your word for it. We believe
Something glorious leader. I don't know.
No, that's somebody else.
Oh, okay. I was like,
Oh, you mean the person that says that he's going to get elected beyond two terms?
Yes, the ghost of FDR.
Yep, the potato dictator.
I believe, Megan, you had said you liked proven leader with too much to lose.
There we go. I knew it had leader in it. Micah Drexler, a proven leader with too much to lose.
All right. This has gotten off to an auspicious start. Mike.
Everyone, I'm Mike, and I'm playing Barry Catfish Namazuko, the smarmy space bastard with the devil's own luck. Because with a high concept like that, how can it change? It's just most of the other aspects that have changed. I have updated my decompression aspects for. Do you want me to go into all of this?
No.
No? Okay. Future editor, cut that part out.
Rob.
I am Rob. I'm playing Lucette Zombie Forrester, hard-drinking ex-mercenary.
That sounds different.
It is.
And John.
hi, I'm John, and I'm playing Mahao Mahai, the skilled pilot that fights for his family's honor. Oh, I did not change my high concept because, like Catfish, it's awesome.
Why mess with perfection?
You fry it up real good, right? And
Exactly.
it's perfect. Okay. A staple of certain cuisines. This is Acer, and I'm in charge of making sure these folks die gloriously in pursuit of some grander story or something. Maybe it'll be funny.
Go out in a blaze of glory, or at least a blaze.
I mean, I tried real hard.
And in the end, it didn't even matter. I mean, you had gotten so far, though. That's all the lyrics I know of that dance.
I don't know any more than that.
So,
There aren't any more, because that song is dead.
Ooh. Phrasing.
let's see. You are now no longer members of Tachyon Squadron officially. Well, on one level. Officially, on another level, you are on a training mission somewhere in the Draconis system. You know, somewhere far off. It's not really clear where, and some people might think it's strange that they never see you on Draconis Station anymore, but they're all assured you're doing something very important, and you'll be back soon.
So I imagine there's like writing at the bottom of the screen as this comes in that says somewhere Dracana sector.
I mean, I told my mother I was doing very important training.
Yes. No, actually, what it says is just somewhere else. You are aboard a large freighter. It is an actual starship, the kind that is fitted with an actual Chandrasekhar hyperdrive.
Ooh, we can go places.
The ship is called the Armstrong, and it is one of the latest acquisitions of the Draconis Navy. Acquired under the circumstances of the people who owned/operated this ship will no longer be needing it,
Hmm.
seeing as they are either dead or awaiting trial and confinement/execution for various crimes, including piracy, espionage, and, well, generally just being jerks.
Space treason.
Yes. Some of
Acquiring
them,
this ship was a small step for the Draconis volunteer group.
some of the people were technically citizens of the Draconis system, so treason would be appropriate.
So, is this a Dominion ship?
This ship is pretty much guaranteed to have been purchased by the Dominion. It was operated under a registry belonging to a shell corporation in the Interstellar Republic, but that doesn't really mean much on the border.
So
As-
would this count as salvage, treason reparations, or finders keepers?
A little of each of those. It's actually claimed legally as a prize.
Ooh, we can do that. Nice.
Um,
We
in
did
the-
find this at the bottom of a Cracker Jack box.
Very
I
big
mean,
box.
Pirates.
It's it has a very large hold in which there are several craft that you've crossed paths with before, including 2 corvettes, some Goblin space superiority fighters, and a couple of Gorgon heavy strike fighters. And the bane of Toad Schaefer's existence, a couple of DF-107 Gators. Just to round out the mix.
I feel like toads and gators belong together.
Yep.
Now, how many goblins was that?
An appropriate number to fill up the screen when you walk by.
10 goblins. Gotcha.
They're so crappy, you don't even bother counting them.
There are 10 goblins, call it about a dozen gators, and half a dozen gorgons. Most of the stuff is crap. The goblins look like they're either export variants or were produced out on the rim by, under quote unquote license.
Oh, so these aren't even original goblins. These are OEM goblins.
Yeah. These are the ones that were built on that station, right?
Yeah, there are a couple of them that look like they were built after the Dominion lost control of the Draconis system in the Draconis system.
Yeah. Those are the
Technically,
ones.
this makes them gremlins.
So all of these were the ones we captured from Fullerton Station.
A bunch of them are captured from Fullerton. Some of them were captured elsewhere in the Dracona system, but they're all sourced from similar places.
Okay.
They've all been painted with a hodgepodge of pirate livery. There's a lot of red.
Oh, so these are faster also, at least.
There's
You have to have
You know.
kanji to be faster.
Red kanji.
The steer, the driving positions on the other side. That's how you know they're faster.
Do they
But-
have a bonus to maneuverability as long as we drift?
Yes, absolutely. The other thing that seems to dominate the motif is lots of skulls. Whatever their strengths might be as far as maintenance goes, the creativity of the maintenance crews probably leaves something to be desired. As you know, they're fairly generic. They're probably like working off of what some officer told them to do. But you have a sizable complement of strike craft. Enough for a pretty decent sized pirate gang, which is what you have been told you now belong to by your new boss, Commander Mariyama. So Magnet is in charge of this ship, the fighters it carries, and the contingent of Draconis Marines you have aboard.
Do we have specific craft that are designated ours?
No. The way this is going to work, she says, as you ask that question in character, is that as the situation dictates, we will prep a flight or operations against a target. We will carry out that operation. We will retrieve the craft, repaint them, and do it all over again.
Yar, Captain.
This is probably going to be a lot of work in gators and the corvettes for the most part. We'll want to save the gorgons and the goblins for when we're expecting serious opposition or a target that's worth playing our ace in the hole.
Ma'am, I'd like to remind you that it's a little harder for me to swap in and out of the different ships at will.
Well, that's been taken into account. You're going to be using one of the corvettes as a command and control craft. You'll be better situated there to maintain a better picture of the whole situation and provide added firepower where it's needed.
Understood.
Ma'am.
Oh, so that's why.
Sorry, what was that?
Ma'am, if I could make a special request.
Yes?
One of the mechanics on Draconis Station, the one that worked primarily on my ship, I'd like to bring him with us.
Oh, he's already aboard. He, you know how it is. Seems like no matter how well operational security is looked after, some people always just know when something is up. And when your name was taken off of the patrol schedule, your friend decided to come along, or decided to make a request.
Glad to hear it, ma'am.
Make sure that doesn't cause me any trouble.
Will do, ma'am. It instantly cuts to Archie painting Lucettes custom designed nose art on the Corvette. Or one of the Corvettes, I should say.
Because Barry was looking skeptically at all of the goblins and organs and going like, if we're supposed to be pirates, they should all be like, we should add more like spikes and all of that. But then he realizes, oh, we're going to repeat them after each time. Oh, yeah, that de-welding and re-welding, all that stuff would be a huge bother. Yeah. I think this was Barry's voice. It's been a while.
We could just do some nice contouring and make it look like there's spikes.
Oh, man. Yeah, my my Gorgon's gonna have hella cheekbones.
Any questions?
How long will we be keeping up this facade? This is insulting to fly in Dominion ships.
We will maintain operations in these craft for as long as the facade remains effective. This is the best way we have to maintain pressure on the Dominion. We don't have the ships or the personnel for a stand-up fight, and the political analysis is that were we to engage in overt combat operations against the Dominion, we would either, in the best case, receive grudging support from the Interstellar Republic that would then result in a wider conflict, or worse yet, be left hanging in the breeze by ourselves.
And the representative from Shinzumizu was okay with this?
Yes.
I know the representative is my mom, but that's how I'm like.
Yes. We asked for you. We asked for. Excuse me. We asked for their blessing, and she insisted that you participate.
Very well.
She thought it would be appropriate that the Dominion receive a dose of their own medicine.
So the sooner we break their will to fight, the sooner we can get back to our blackfish.
Now, the main question that I have is the code name for this something awesome but obvious like Shinobi Squadron or Shinobi Flight, or is it something extremely generic so it will be plausible deniability?
We will be the Strange Squadron.
Oh, Strange Squadron's really good too. Nobody knows what Shinobis are anymore. Yeah.
So, we are outbound now. One of the Draconis Interstellar Survey ships is proceeding ahead of us to map the jump point for Beta Atria. Once they have pinned down the proper approach vector, we will be jumping into Dominion space.
I'm guessing the protocol for communicating with people off the ship is going to be pretty restrictive.
I'm afraid so. I know all of you have family back on the station or on the Draconis itself, but we will do what we can to make sure they know you are doing all right. Or otherwise.
Yeah, I guess the old adage of telling them no news is good news as opposed to folded flag.
Well, I
Yes.
guess Callie's gonna be busy anyway, so.
It might not seem like it, but you are part of the most important force currently protecting the Draconis system by making sure that the Dominion can't muster another offensive force. You're doing more to protect your loved ones than you would be if you were on the line flying combat space patrols every day. And someday, that sacrifice will be remembered.
Understood, ma'am. Also, it just sucks, ma'am.
It certainly does.
Well, Val always did say absence makes the arm grow stronger, and she's a professional trainer, so she'd know.
Does that mean you shouldn't lift weights?
No, I'll be doing a lot of resistance training and weight training while she's away. And
I
so
don't-
will she.
I just don't understand the saying.
Yeah, it seems like having the weights present would make the arm grow stronger.
I mean, it's supposed to be a masturbation joke, but she's making it a workout joke.
Will this be all?
No, I'm sure some of the other pilots would like to make other crude jokes. She stares at the other people in the lounge who have been receiving this briefing, and they all look down.
We couldn't think of any.
We have simulator software loaded into the fighters. They've all been networked. Pick a bird and get to it. Commander Drexler, a word, please.
Yes, ma'am.
Barry mouths softly to Micah, sorry. And Barry just wheels off to looking at the number of dice I rolled, the 10th ship that we're supposed to be going towards.
All right.
How long have we been on this ship?
You've been traveling for about 2 days.
Okay, so then I think I'm familiar enough that I will use. Sorry. Let me tell this to stop beeping me. I'm familiar enough that I will just use my cane to follow her around.
She is going to leave the lounge and go down to a small office that looks like it was originally meant to sort of oversee cargo handling operations,
Mm-hmm.
but is now going to be the sort of rudimentary flight control for your rather improvised carrier. Commander Drexler, I wanted you to know that your wife is part of the survey crew.
Here?
Yes. She activates a communications terminal and says, "Oh, excuse me, I need to use the restroom." And she will leave with the panel still turned on.
I. Callie? Or
Hi.
am I supposed to call her?
Yeah. Micah?
You're. Wait, I want to understand. Make sure I understand this. She's on this ship.
No, she is on the survey ship, traveling.
For mapping the jump point for Beta Adria.
Okay.
So she's in the shit.
I thought you were going somewhere safe.
I'm doing my job. You know she was going to go. You told her to go do this.
Oh, I didn't know. I thought it wasn't like somewhere dangerous though.
She's just going to map the jump point and then go home.
Okay. Sorry, I don't remember everything that happened at the end of the season. How is the survey ship?
Cramped?
I'm not going to be in communication for a while.
I sort of figured.
Are you enjoying the work?
It's good work. I think I can make a difference here.
Good.
I sort of figured you'd be aboard that ship.
I'll keep you updated whenever I can.
You shouldn't worry. I'll be okay.
What could possibly go wrong?
I'm sure nothing's gonna go wrong.
Sorry, that was just Old Man Jenkins. That's also part of the survey crew.
If things
Well,
start looking bad, you should just go back home.
What was that?
If things start looking bad out here, you should just go back home to the Republic.
I'm going to wait for you.
Just make sure you're staying safe.
You too. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Magnet will come back in and say and will brief you on the exact time frame for the jump.
Mm-hmm.
Basically telling you to keep your people busy as the SR-14 is going to accelerate and perform the survey and hopefully have you make the jump while everyone is asleep after having had a busy day of simulator training.
I'll make sure we keep busy on the simulators.
All right. So, what does everyone want to fly? Your options are Corvette, Goblin, or Gator.
Which one has the larger weapons?
The Corvette has the largest weapons payload, but is also the least glamorous to fly.
I would want a Corvette then. So I don't really know the ships. Like, what's the Gorgon? What's the? I know we fought them, but I don't remember.
The Gorgon is like a heavy strike fighter. It has far heavier weapons and a tail gunner. It's like a bomber.
Okay.
The goblin is pretty much the Dominion counterpart to the Blackfish, and the gator's a death trap.
Right. Yeah. Okay. I mean, I wouldn't mind being a Gorgon then, if someone wants to be in a Corvette.
I'm in the Corvette, right?
Yeah,
There's two of them, I think.
yeah. There are 2 Corvettes, and then there are gobblers. Gobblers. There are goblins, gators, and Gorgons. The Gorgon pilots won't get to go out on missions for a while.
Okay.
Okay.
Anyone who wants to fly a Gorgon will probably be given the job of being Micah's gunner until you get to fly.
I can do that. I'll do that.
All right. It's a lot easier to be passive aggressive if you're in the same ship.
Yeah. You don't even have to get on the comm to do it.
Right.
I heard that back there.
Just muttering as you
Yeah.
stand back.
Will we be able to swap ships later?
Oh yeah.
Okay, then I'll go with a Gobbo first and probably swap to a Gorgon once they become more available for missions.
All right. So, Micah, are you having them paint something special on your Corvette?
I would like teeth, like a shark's mouth that's open.
Okay. Does Mahal make any requests?
No, these ships are beneath me. I don't care anything for them.
You know, they did fight the Republic to a standstill with these ships. What's Lizette want to fly?
I think she's going to start off in a goblin.
Okay. And what do you want to paint on it?
Oh, she has nose art already picked out.
Uh-huh.
It is a very tasteful pinup of herself, because that is not narcissistic in the least.
No, not at all.
In a circa 1950s space outfit, sitting on a cartoonish-looking missile.
Very tastefully done, though.
Very tasteful.
How phallic.
Extraordinarily.
All right. You know, just wondering how bulbous the nose cone is.
And she's not even tastefully riding side saddle. It is
All right. And what does Barry have on his ship?
I think Barry would have not quite the shark mouth that Mike is doing, but having a goblin in the Ratfink style by is it Rob Kramer? Like the old hot rod, like extremely ugly stylized art. He'd have a goblin of that style on his nose art. And later on he might change it because we're supposed to keep on changing things around. But the weird, like, huge spiky smile and eyes that are literally extruding to like 4 inches out from the face. It's kind of like some of the faces that Drew Carey did in The Mask.
I want to see Drew Carey's The Mask.
Oh, not Jim Carrey, not Drew Carey. Drew Carey would be hilarious in The Mask also, though, because Drew Carey is nice.
Someone call Drew Carey. We need to make this happen.
But yeah, a goblin in the Ratfink style.
All right. Um. Okay. Micah, how ragged do you run them?
Not like so that they're unable to do something if something comes up, but I'm trying to make them tired
Okay.
so that they sleep through the jump.
Rapport or provoke?
Rapport for me.
Okay.
Since that is way better than my provoke. Lost a dice.
Well, that die's gone forever.
Found it. All right. I got a +2.
All right, everybody, you have a you have a temporary aspect, beginner's luck,
Hey.
with a free invoke. You've got this, you think, as you crash into your bunks.
I'm finding new dice because I rolled really badly.
You are tired enough that when you experience the infinitesimally brief disassociation that happens when you pass through a Chandrasekhar wormhole, it just becomes part of your dreams.
And we have some really weird dreams.
Oh, yeah. That goes without saying. They might involve things like meeting yourself or seeing a copy of yourself far away. Perhaps having yourself split in two, or knowing that somewhere there is another you for a brief instant.
Oh, so this is like Borderlands. It's a new U station.
And then you wake up and you're in an entirely different star system. Beta Atria is an orange giant that is several million kilometers in diameter. There are a few gas giants and some rather dense asteroid fields here, but any near Earths would have been swallowed up when the star's photosphere expanded. That said, there's a fair amount of mining activity in this system, and some industry. Most of the business that goes on deals with supporting other systems and the traffic transiting from one star to another.
And this
Welcome.
is beta what?
Welcome to Beta Atria, Magnet says when you all show up for your morning briefing. It's not quite the worst part of the Dominion. but it is rather empty. Our first order of business will be securing a sanctuary where we can fall back to and store some of our less portable assets. We have a contact in the system who will be meeting us on one of the abandoned asteroid mining platforms. You four have proven to be very capable at well, operating in hostile environments. I'd like you to take a shuttle and establish contact.
Question, ma'am.
Yes?
This mining platform was abandoned?
Yes. The node that the corporation thought would support its operations proved to be less less concentrated than was previously forecast. They simply abandoned the installation in place.
Any chance of miners remaining in residence here, or?
It's possible, but you mean it's possible that there could be some wildcat activity, but probably not. Like I said, it wasn't worth hauling the minerals out, so you shouldn't expect to run into any active mining operations.
I'm more concerned about possible collateral damage if things get heated.
How so?
Well, if there are any civilians still on site.
There shouldn't be anyone like that. The entire area is somewhat inhospitable.
Aye, aye, ma'am.
Is this contact Dominion?
They are, well, not to put too fine a point on it, she's a smuggler.
And we're going in as pirates?
As entrepreneurs. Potential business partners. Potential business partners.
Commander, would there happen to be a... this is going to sound odd, but a hairstylist on board or someone that would be adept at disguise?
Yes.
Because my hair is quite notable, and I've had one run-in from the past. I want to try to not look as little as myself as possible, because, as you know from my history, I knew a fair number of smugglers, and we've just recently had bad interactions with a certain Mr. Freeman. I don't want our cover to get blown just because I have red hair.
Of course. She will give you directions to a compartment far forward in the ship where you have not been before.
Okay. After the debriefing, I make note of that, and I will travel there.
Anyone else have questions for the commander?
What's the smuggler's name?
Uh, she goes by Firebrand.
And she's expecting us?
Yes.
What business are we proposing she gets involved in? Just the mining or?
I'll send a briefing packet to you, but she wants to expand her business the uh, into an adjacent star system where there is more pirate activity. We would be providing escort.
Hey, sir. Would I be familiar with the smuggler named Firebrand at all?
Uh, you can roll a skill or give me a fate point.
Okay, I'm trying to think out. Since I don't think contacts is a skill in Tachyon, is it?
It is not.
Maybe investigate?
Investigate
or rapport from me. Good rapport is having a good memory for names and faces.
Yeah. Or I'll offer you this. You can pay me a fate point and describe to me your previous relationship with her, or I can give you a fate point and I'll describe your relationship with her.
I am going to give you a fate point because the name Firebrand sounded very familiar for something that I was thinking of having for one of Barry's sisters.
All right.
Because Barry's family, as part of Barry's backstory, I'm not sure how far we had gotten into this on the previous season, but basically Barry's parents were both shuttle pilots, smugglers, and a family of miners. So, which is how they got the contacts in the areas where you could get stuff to smuggle out. And Barry had 4 sisters, and one of them went out to start a smuggling business of their own. Barry's parents also really, really enjoyed making fireworks. It's one of the reasons why Barry's actual name isn't Barry. It's here, let me just call up the interview to make sure that I give the right chemical composition.
I seem to recall this coming up before.
Barium monochloride is his name because his green eyes were early enough that that's the color of green fireworks. And so Barry's thinking back of some of his the few bits of intel that he got from his sister, who also had bright red hair, of what she was getting up to when she was starting off a nascent. She started off just as supporting a different smuggling ring, but it sounds like she's gone independent.
How's your relationship with your sister?
I mean, it was good last time I saw her. It's just that I haven't seen her for like a decade.
Okay. When you go down to the compartment, Barry, you realize that you passed through marine country and then back out the other side. And then you had to pass by a guard who really, really like radiated. I'm a hired killer, and I don't care who it is I kill. I'm more interested in the hired part. And a few more compartments past that is where you're supposed to go. And when you go in, the room is dimly lit. There are a lot of pieces of equipment you recognize from your less than reputable past as being used for very high resolution scans, high resolution 3D scans of people's faces.
Hmm.
There's a technician sitting at a workstation in the corner, and when you come in, he says, "Close the door. Sit over there."
Barry does so. Oh, before I forget, also, the chemical composition for red fireworks, the main ingredient is strontium carbonate. So Barry's parents probably would have called her Strontia or Strontia because Barry's parents are assholes.
She goes by Ronnie.
Mm. So Barry sits in the corner.
All right. There's no conversation for 15 minutes. And then he says, "Look to your right.
Barry
Close
does.
your eyes."
Barry does.
Your reaction time, your reflexes are very, very useful. As immediately after he said, "Close your eyes," he pushes a button. And a laser of sufficient strength to probably have caused at least a couple hours of discomfort washes over your face. Open your eyes.
Barry does slowly, like one eye first and then the other.
All right, then it gives you the slightly lower intensity laser that still is probably going to sting for a while. Okay. Do you want the local? He asks.
Yes, I do.
Okay, he gets the deal.
Because Barry wants to be awake to know what the fuck is happening.
All right. Most of the people he works on generally do, which is why he offers the less, invasive option. Long story short, there are going to be things grafted onto your face to defeat facial recognition systems.
We get a quick cut to Lucette, who does not have hair. It got pretty badly singed in the last adventure, and she's at this point shaved her head. But she does have some pretty recognizable scalp tattoos. So we just get a scene of her putting on a hat.
So, Acer.
Yep.
Question about these grafts. Does Barry have friggin' sweet facial mods that give him horns or something now?
No, it's just subtle things. Unless while he's getting ready to stick them on, you ask for the horns.
Oh, Barry's gonna ask for the horns. I mean, if I'm getting the option to do this.
You sure?
I mean, they can be taken out later, right?
Sure, he says, taking them out of the package before you can change your mind.
He never gets to do this.
Yeah, I mean, this will help for headbutting because I mean, we're supposed to be pirates. We have to look like pirates, right?
I know, right? He's suddenly far more animated. This might hurt a bit.
Worth it.
Cut to an outside view of the door, and then a shout from Barry.
I want.
And then there's a
But-
guy who pauses and then just decides to keep going.
The shout devolves into a cackle.
I just want his shadow against the wall as the person's walking past, as he like throws his head back and starts laughing maniacally.
Moves faster. All right, so Zet puts on her hat and then she turns around and there's Barry standing out in the hall.
Can I help you with something? Does not recognize him. Because he's changed his face.
Oh, hell. I thought that this stuff was supposed to be like more for just duping or interfering with facial recognition and stuff, but I guess it works on the actual meat version of it. Hey, Lucette, it me.
You've got a bunch of shit in your face.
Rude.
And she makes the points at her forehead gesture.
Yeah, I know. I mean, it's mission imperative that Freeman doesn't know where we are, and he knew me far too quickly. So all of this, and Barry kind of points at the actual facial recognition duping, inhibiting stuff, but then points at the horns, and all of this is to not only stop them from being able to recognize me as Barry, but also to make me look more like a space pirate.
Are you gonna put on an eye patch?
I mean, probably not. I might go for a monocle though.
Now that Lizette mentions an eye patch, you really think you might want to put on a sleep shade or something because your eyes still really hurt.
Oh yeah. Barry takes out a pair of sunglasses from somewhere and puts them on. Yeah, I forgot that he gave me these. They are not actual good sunglasses. They're the flat pieces of film that have been folded that they give people after they've had their pupils dilated. I guess I should have asked. Acer, did those lasers change the color of my eyes or anything like that?
They did now. He also did read to you a very long statement informing you that all of the stuff that was done to you has been recorded and warning you not to assume that facial recognition systems in the Interstellar Republic will not recognize you.
But he also gave me the aftercare spiel, right? On what I'm supposed to do to make sure that I don't start getting infections and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
In the same very dry, bored tone as he read the legalese about your now effectively having two identities in the system.
Okay, but do his eyes twinkle at least when he goes over the aftercare for the horns?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. At least I made someone's day brighter.
Do pirates wear monocles?
I mean,
Victorian ones do.
Hey, if you're a pirate, you wear whatever you want.
Yeah, you tell them they can't.
You want to.
All right. So Barry had his field trip through the ship. Does anyone else want to request anything?
Well, this is the point where I would have normally requested a reassignment, but this is the wrong game.
Denied.
So instead, I am going to speak with Micah.
You open the file browser on your on your work tablet, and weirdly that section's grayed out. You just can't even open that template.
It's weird. guess that's not until they haven't put that feature in yet. But yeah, I will go speak with Micah.
Good afternoon.
Yes, I was letting you know that you wanted that gift delivered to your wife. I've made contact with someone who was able to allocate it. It will be delivered to the station.
I really appreciate that. I think I've been messing up a bit lately with her, so fingers crossed she'll like it.
I'm certain of it. I'm sure she understands that you're doing what you must.
And I appreciate you stepping up to be my gunner. I wouldn't have wanted someone who wasn't flying with us earlier to be on the Corvette with me.
Of course, I respect your command.
Speaking of which, I don't know if you remember at that party with your family. I still have this feeling that I really messed up there. So if you could, give me a how-to guide on the etiquette that I should have been following, I'd appreciate that for the future.
Yes, would you like me to recite it to you now?
Maybe not right now. If there's like an audiobook.
Yes, I can have that sent to you,
Thanks.
of course. And I bow slightly, which is probably more than I bow to anyone who's not part of the Shinzo Mizu clan.
I will bow back approximately the same amount, but it's mostly a guesstimate on her part, so it might be not enough or it might be too much.
I don't react to it close enough for this is, and I take my leave.
I will go back to filling out. I've decided to keep a journal that I will give to Callie when I see her again, so that she knows that I was thinking about her every day. I will tell her about my very awkward interaction with Mahao.
There are going to be a couple of other people on the Corvette with you. It's a big ship.
No, I don't
Or
care
a
about them.
bigger ship, but yeah, the gunner will be somebody that you know and trust at least.
So, what's the crew complement for a Corvette?
So she's going to be flying it. There's going to be a co-pilot to handle all of the other controls that are probably just too much for one person to handle. There's a flight engineer and someone else who is just there to do what the flight engineer says, basically, like an assistant mechanic, and then a gunner.
Okay.
So you have two choices for your first contact mission. Do you want to take one of the Corvettes or do you want to take a shuttle? How loud do you want to be?
Would the shuttle be faster or slower?
Probably about the same.
I mean, if we're trying to establish the base, we want to be as quiet as possible at first. I would think, because if we're loud immediately, then they may send a reactionary force far earlier than we'd want.
But
However, if we're trying to impress Firebrand that we're pirate escort people, showing up with a gunship might be more impressive.
True.
We're not going in and setting up a Draconis base necessarily, obviously. Or not doing it, obviously.
She's a smuggler. We don't need to impress her.
We do want her to hire us. I think she might be impressed by more obvious and basic ploys than someone like you're used to, Mai Tai.
Yeah, I mean, if she has chosen Firebrand for her smuggling, like her business name, then yeah, she probably would enjoy the dog and pony show.
It's of course your call, Micah. So I will of course defer to your judgment.
All right. What do you want to do, Micah?
I think we should go flashy.
Okay. All right.
Well, if we're all going on the Corvette, we can kick all those other jokers off.
Yeah, I was gonna make Acer name them all though.
I mean, they still can get names.
There's
Perfect.
Rick, Cam, Jack, and Tom.
Yep, makes sense to me.
Nailed it.
Is it camshaft?
Yes. Anyone who rolls high enough on their technology roll will find his previous repertoire of adult films.
Hold on a second. I'll roll.
Yeah, I'm rolling this right now.
Yeah, I mean, this is a technology role that we don't have any control over. It's just whether or not he's been so bad at hiding it that we stumble across it when we're trying to find where the water cooler is.
I have a +3.
God damn it, Barry. I got a +5.
You found him.
I only got a +4.
You also found him.
Ah, Cam, you nasty.
Does anyone have a thumb drive?
Sure. What do you need it for?
Securing documents.
I'll give you a flash drive.
That snort was canonical, by the way.
And I'm definitely not going to leave it at medieval times.
Oh.
Obscure joke.
Pitchford jokes.
I'm going to go check on the weapon systems.
All right. This ship has been professionally refurbished. It has.
Ooh, it has that new ship smell.
Yeah, it smells.
Which is just chemicals.
Yeah, it smells of like gun oil and cleaning solvents.
Okay. Well, yeah. So once I'm happy with my inspection, I will do whatever preparations we need to make for this meeting.
All right. You have very nice.
I guess we
Mike.
should. Yes. Sorry, Acer. I just realized we should probably double check. How does Mai Tai and Micah react to Barry's augmentation?
Micah doesn't notice.
Oh yeah, I guess she would. But
Micah, you do get an email from Magnet.
About it.
Yeah.
FYI, one of your people has horns now.
Yeah. She very helpfully provides you with a tactile image.
Thanks, tech guy.
Before, after.
My tie would probably stare at you for a while, but wouldn't otherwise react. But
He will stare at you
yeah,
for precisely 0.73 seconds.
right. But there was a lot of like disappointment in that amount of time.
Barry is going to give the same spiel of, we're supposed to be pirates. We don't want freemen recognize and like finding out that we're in the system just because the redhead that with a smart mouth is in a specific area. And also this way my sister won't immediately recognize me and she won't think that I'm trying to get like favors from her.
Oh, so you will also be showing proper respect to go off these horns, since the smart mouth would give you away, I presume.
Yes.
And I'm gonna get a hat with a feather in it because we're looking like pirates. And she's gonna jump in the co-pilot seat, just calling shotgun.
All right, everybody, give me technology rolls.
Oh no.
Good thing I burned that good roll in that last thing.
Yeah, right?
I have +4.
Oh, well, that's...
Wow. I got a +2. Out of
I got a good +3. One of the things Barry did with the advancements that we got was buy up technology more because we need it.
I also got a +3.
All right, Mai Tai, you are able to you are able with your targeting systems in the gun turret to get a good read on the mining platform that you're going to be using for the meat. There are several people there waiting for you. They appear to be clustered around a single shuttle.
I relay that to Micah and the rest
But
of
with
the
your 4, you also detect several other people on the other end of the station.
I will definitely point out, when you say several, is that 3 or more?
Several is 17.
Yes, there's at
They,
least.
oh, sorry. They are clustered around another ship. This one is cold.
How long
Michael.
would it take a cold ship to get ready to go?
This one looks like it hasn't been powered up in a long time. If they were playing dead, it depends. I mean, if it was like a ship specifically intended for that kind of thing, it could probably be ready to go in less than a minute. If it was a normal civilian ship, it could take hours to power up from that state.
Good eye, Mai Tai.
Yes, seeing as this asteroid is abandoned, I can't see any way that this isn't an ambush. Do we still want to land on this platform?
We should... Let's get like our camshaft, Jack, Tom, and Nick, or sorry, Rick, Are they still on the Corvette?
No. You displaced them. There's a squad of Marines with you.
Okay, I'm almost wondering if we should have someone hang back on the ship to keep an eye on the cold ship, because it's entirely possible that it's just people that got abandoned in this facility and have just been living here.
Would it be possible to do like a drop of Marines? Like I know it probably isn't a whole lot of gravity on the asteroid, but is it enough where we can have propel people in quietly with maybe this inertia?
Oh, yeah. I'll do that. They'd love to do that if you asked them. Actually, when they see that you're debating what to do, the sergeant will say, "Excuse me, ma'am. Would you like us to do a drop?"
Yes, if you could take care of those people, make sure they're not hostile. Don't just shoot them. I guess you know that. You know what you're doing better than I know what to tell you. Just make sure they're not sneaking up on us.
A reconnoiter, perhaps?
Yes, ma'am. We're on it.
And then I would like to leave one person on the Corvette just to fire it up in an emergency, I think, to come get us.
I can stay on the ship and man the turrets in case they get away from the Marines.
All right.
It's probably best that I don't speak with any smugglers if we're negotiating things.
That is a fair and excellent point.
And I say smugglers with thick.
Okay. Um. Who's taking a point?
And walking there or talking to them?
Walking there.
Not Micah.
I forget if Barry has stealth.
Sneak.
Yep, Barry has nothing of sneak, but he does have a good notice. So Barry can take point and just fade back to minimize the risk of Firebrand / Ronnie noticing him immediately, like cottoning on to the fact that it's Barry immediately.
All right. Roll your notice.
Okay. Goodbye, Die. You're gone forever. Okay, that is a good, a +3, because I blanked out on the dice.
Okay. You spot the shuttle crew. They have their helmets on still. The platform's environmental systems are running, but the air's probably a little stale.
Hmm. So would we have our suits on also then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just good practice. You are able to spot them and get a good count before they notice you, in case you want to do something other than walk up to them.
Okay, I'll come back to the others about the how many of them there are. What's their disposition? Are they alert? Are they casual, like hanging out? What are they up?
There are two that look like they are guards. They have Dominion standard issue rifles, which isn't saying much. It's like finding AKs in the third world.
Hmm.
the the person who's obviously in charge is sitting somewhat casually on top of a crate, and whoever that is, they are talking very animatedly to two other people who are standing in front of them.
Do I recognize them?
You recognize the one sitting on the crate by her mannerisms as your sister.
Okay, but does she still have the shock of red hair, or has she kind of masked that also?
She's wearing a pressure suit, so
Ah, so hard to see. Gotcha. Okay, I'll come back to the others that that Firebrand is here at the meet point. Two attentive guards, well armed, and several other slackers, essentially.
Speaking of armed, are we just with standard issue sidearms, or would we have had anything more substantial made available to us?
it's whatever you want out of the ship's armory. That's flechette guns, laser rifles, grenade launchers, plasma guns.
I feel like Lucette probably went with the laser rifle.
Yeah, Barry would have gone for like a sidearm kind of thing because he's not the greatest at shooting, but he has gotten much better at the sword that he had picked up earlier and hand-to-hand combat.
Oh, Luzette's garbage at shooting. She just wants a bigger gun.
Yeah, I know. I'll probably have my family sword and like a sidearm.
And Micah has the laser sword cane that I picked up somewhere. I don't remember where now.
All right.
I need to invest in shooting. I realize I'm in an entirely melee party in a space game.
Yeah. Well, because we usually use gunnery for our shooting.
I mean, we have a turret and a Corvette, so I think we have enough range for it.
All right. I am going to head towards the sound of the people then, using, I believe my laser sword cane looks like a white cane. So I'm using that to find my way. And I will stop an appropriate distance away from them and say, "You Firebrand?"
Yeah. Howdy, stranger.
Hello?
It's of all the things I ever expected to see, this isn't one of them.
We like to be surprising.
For the visual, Lucette is standing like behind Micah's left shoulder, with the rifle slung in her arms, just to look like a goon, because she's really good at being a goon.
We look like we know what we're doing.
Yeah. Barry
She's been a goon before.
Barry is trying to mimic the posture that he's seen Mai Tai use so often, just to make sure that his normal stance isn't as recognizable to her as hers was to him.
You mean subtle yet somehow loud contempt?
More standing up straight and like straight backed and minimizing extraneous movement.
All right. So toning down the contempt.
So by often you mean this, the way he stands always.
Yes, always.
Yeah, but completely different than the way Barry stands is the important thing.
Uh,
Because
so
Barry's
I've met my fair share of pirates with an eye patch, but I've never met like an actual, blind pirate before. I mean, like I can say that, right?
You can say that. We get by. Don't worry, I'm not going to let anyone sneak up on you.
Okay. So, well, this is Vic. He's sort of, my go-to guy when it comes to business things. And this is Sam. He is real good at the whole tech end. And, well, this is Dutch and Calvin, she says, pointing at the two armed goons.
I'm going to make a discipline roll. I blanked out, so I got a +1. I'm not sure if that's enough to make Barry not snort when she says hired goons.
It is not. Are you looking to move up in the hired goon department?
Oh no, I'm well helped with the boss here.
We
He's
try not to
trying
let him talk
badly
that
to-
much.
Yeah, he's trying badly to not to mask his voice in a way that she would not recognize.
Lucette is going to visibly size up the goons. Just
They're
make a show of the point of like looking them over.
run of the mill goons.
Yeah.
Not like they're not slouches, but they're not top tier by any means.
She does her best to project disdain.
Pretty good at it.
So I heard you need some help making your way through the adjacent systems.
Yeah. Well, if you've got more ships like that Corvette, then I think we can do business. Barry, though, if you want to like not stand out like a sore thumb, you probably should have just shaken your head, maybe. Or
God damn it, sis. I mean,
Not-
I don't know what you're talking about.
whoever did the work on your face, though, is really good.
I know, right? Aren't they sweet?
Yeah, like this thing doesn't pick it up at all, and she like holds up a scanner.
What's that?
Well, I scanned you when you all came in.
But is it like a DNA scan or?
She looks at you like, could you have gotten that much dumber since the last time we saw each other? And then she decides not to like ask because the answer is probably yes.
Barry kind of stops and thinks, right, there was that legal disclaimer that they may not actually fool good scanners, right? Oh well, it was relatively painless. Was it?
Oh no,
No.
It's not the scanner that picked. She's saying the scanner didn't pick it up.
Oh, gotcha. It's just that sister. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. The rest of you fallen on hard times?
You could say that.
Well, you've got some good hardware.
Times haven't been too bad.
She is going to return the favor, Lucette, and look you up and down very appraisingly. Maybe I should hire you.
Well, I mean, isn't that what we're here for?
No, I mean something a little more permanent.
Oh.
I appreciate the offer, but I have professional integrity. I don't balk on a contract.
Oh, I see. Yeah. That's why these two have stuck around. All right. Well, I want to fly some shipments into Callisto. There are a couple of gangs that want to shake me down, and I want them to, well, feel bad about that. And then die.
I'm pretty sure we can take care of that.
All right.
That is my
My-
favorite part.
My kind of people. So, now we get to the unpleasant part. Well, what can I do for you?
Barry slowly slides his eyes over to Micah.
I think I missed that
standing
in
on
our
it.
briefing.
We're standing on a gold mine.
We wanted the.
You want access to her bolt holes, basically.
We just want to make sure we're all sharing information about good, safe places to store ships and people.
Ah, okay.
Ooh, I guess that's a good point. Just as an aside, are you guys familiar with the people that are on the other side of the station?
We're gonna have to renegotiate that contract, she says, staring at the two goons.
Because I mean, if
I
this
thought
is
you checked the whole damn thing, she says, and she's wearing, like a normal sort of spacer's ship suit, and they're wearing like armored hard suits, and that doesn't stop her from like banging her fist on the shoulder of one of their suits, very angrily.
I mean, no guff on them. It would we barely notice it ourselves, but the ship was dead, but there was life signatures outside of it.
Your boys missed about 17 people.
So a little bit of guff on them.
Yeah, but I was trying to make them look good in front of my sister.
Oh no, Lucette is just throwing mad shade.
Oh, professional integrity.
She's trying to look like a cocky pirate.
Roll notice.
Everybody?
Lucette, and Barry.
Notice. That's a great +4.
That's a 1.
All right, Barry is going to see the really lightning fast motion as his sister reaches down, pulls out a huge plasma pistol, and puts it up against the side of the guy's armor, like under his arm. And she is going to pull the trigger.
Oh, fuck. And Barry draws a sword.
Micah's not
Like,
going
is
to
she-
react.
Is she drawing on the rest of us
No,
afterwards?
she's going to holster the pistol again.
Okay, when she does that, Barry sheaths the sword.
It's a really nice sword, she says, continuing the conversation as though nothing happened.
Whew, you're a tougher boss than ones I've had. Well, wait, no, that's not entirely true. Never mind. You're like a lot of bosses I used to have.
Yeah, I've got some anger problems. I'm trying to work through them. The power armored suit just kind of slowly tips over and hits the ground. And she says, 17? Really?
Well, we sent some of our people to look into it.
Mayor Drexler, this is Sergeant Maddox.
1 second. I will step aside and answer the call.
One of my scouts has is on the other side of the bulkhead from those people. We've got a audio tap in, and I think you want to hear this.
All right, patch me in.
You hear 3 people arguing. They're trying to stay quiet, but they don't seem to realize that the sound is being transmitted through the bulkhead.
Mm-hmm.
And they are wondering how the Dominion could have found them.
Oh, how the Dominion could have found them.
And how they're going to have to do something. Getting killed here isn't what they signed up for. But if they find out where, what's going on, then they're going to get. There's a lot more on the line. It sounds like somebody is trying to psych up the group for a frontal assault against whoever has boarded the station.
And it sounds to me like they may be like rebellion against the Dominion.
Or fleeing from.
Which means potential allies.
Does Captain Maddox and his men, do they outnumber them? Could they, intimidate them into standing down?
Maddox has a squad with him, so there aren't. They don't outnumber them, but they have more combat power than the other people do, probably.
And they have the drop on them.
Yeah, since they are in power armor.
Talking to Maddox, how good of a negotiator do I feel like he or anyone on his team is?
He is a Marine Corps gunnery sergeant.
Right.
So he has a certain pragmatic streak. But some people might be put off by his demeanor.
Would they find him or Mai Tai more off-putting?
Mai Tai.
All right, so it'd probably be better to have the sergeant talk to them.
Or one of us can go try to handle that. Do all 3 of us or 4 of us get this audio, or is this just Micah?
It's just a Micah.
I would then like to note that while Micah's taking this call, Lucette is definitely making small talk with Ronnie.
Ronnie is now sitting on top of the corpse.
How's Dutch reacted now that Calvin is no more?
You clearly see him look at his rifle and then look at her and but what if I miss goes through his mind, and then he stops looking at his rifle and looking at her. Just not gonna try anything.
Yeah, Barry makes eye contact with him and nods approvingly, like that's smart. Oh yeah, Barry doesn't know about what the conversation was because Barry may be the better negotiator in the group because he's got good rapport and notice, or a great rapport and a good notice.
Right. I really hate to break up this family reunion, but I'm gonna need Barry to go take care of something for me in regards to that other group. And my friend Zombie and I here will just talk to you.
Sounds good, she says, nodding approvingly at Zombie.
I will take Barry to the side and fill him in and tell him to get Mai Tai to take him over to the other side to try to pick these people up.
Okay. Barry will ask, are we able to, do you think we'll be able to break cover to like bring them over onto our side, or should I just say that we're pirates that are also fighting the Dominion, but we're opportunistic and are the One Piece style of pirates where we enjoy increasing our crew with new friends as opposed to the bad kind of pirates?
I don't understand the reference, but I think we should be able to take them on board, drop them off with the fleet, or what we have as a fleet, and then rejoin your sister. Is that correct, Easter? Or will we need to go directly from here?
Oh, if you want to pick them up, you can take them back to the ship.
Okay. Break cover for them. Kill them if they're not going to come with you, but if they will come with you, take them back to the ship, and we can deal with them and their knowledge of the broken cover.
Okay, so should I try still end cover first and then break cover only if need be?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Will do,
Don't worry,
boss.
Barry, I'll take good care of your sister.
Barry just looks between Lucette and Ronnie. Lucette, Ronnie. Not gonna think about that. Weird. You made it weird. Zombie made it weird. Barry walks off.
Mahao or Mai Tai, give me a technology roll.
All right. +6.
All
Nice.
right. You spot what looks like a small shuttle that's slowly moving through the asteroid field. And is running a sort of search grid. You're able, using the passive scanners, to get a good visual read on the ship and match up its energy signature to a Dominion system patrol craft.
Does it match the ship that's currently landed on the asteroid?
No, it looks like the sort of ship that the Dominion uses for local law enforcement, or like a patrol boat.
Okay. But they're flying as if they're on patrol, not as if they're...
They're looking for something, whether that's
Okay.
just like a general search for people hanging out where they shouldn't be, or whether they actually know that there are fugitives on the station is an open question. You know that with that one ship of theirs sitting cold that probably would have escaped notice. The shuttle, Ronnie's shuttle, might not have been detected if you were lucky. The Corvette is definitely going to set off an alarm.
Okay. Would I be able to possibly defeat any scans that might be coming? Like either staying on the opposite side of the asteroid or field, or possibly like just creating enough interference.
Okay, so that's going to require 2 rolls. The first is going to be a piloting roll to just keep the station between you and them so they don't visually see you. The second roll, depending on how good your piloting roll is, will be a technology roll to spoof their sensors.
Okay. Well, would Barry be flying at this point? Since I would, or
He can be if you'd rather him fly.
I mean, I figured I'd still be on the turrets just in case.
Okay. So you're picking this up as Barry is climbing through the belly hatch on the Corvette.
Right.
Hey, Mai Tai, we're gonna be going over to the other side of the station to check out those
Getting the
17.
pilots here. Get in right now. We need to get the ship moving.
Oh fuck! On it.
There's Dominion patrol.
Barry straps in.
All right. Give me a piloting roll, Barry.
Now I'm still not sure if I want to try to use beginner's luck on this because I'm not sure if it will be entirely good or not.
You don't need to use it till after you roll. So
True. That's pretty good. Fantastic. +6.
All right. You have to give me a technology roll. Someone?
all right, I'll do that.
Okay.
I have a +5.
Okay.
Nice.
So you fire the thrusters as the ship is still lifting off on its countergravity and send it tumbling down and away from the station. And at the right moment, you cut in your main drives and just scoot the ship behind the bulk of the station. And as you do, Mai Tai modifies your power signature so that you blend in with the various radiation bursts and flares that are constantly sort of throwing off sensor shadows in this part of the asteroid field. And the patrol goes by. Does add a bit of urgency to your mission, though.
Yeah. On the plus side, it'll mean that Barry won't have to lie when he says that he wants to get the people fighting the Dominion off the station as fast as possible, because we may be their only way off this rock.
We can make it so we're their only way off this rock.
Yeah, but if their ship is serviceable, we'd want to add it to our fleet also.
Fair.
Or sorry, if their ship is serviceable, we'd want to add it to the fleet regardless. So,
Fair. Well, let's try to get these prisoners settled then.
All right.
Yeah.
You're able to dock with the station again. On this side, there's just an airlock available. Because I'm assuming you don't want to just fly your ship into the hangar bay where the people are sort of clustered.
no, because I'm assuming that we don't have fancy Star Wars hangar bays that are like mag locked and the like, or
No.
like have force fields and the like. We don't want to vent them into space.
No.
Okay, airlock it is.
So you're intercepted by one of the Marines who will take you to Sergeant Maddox. Or Gunny Maddox. Good to see you, sir.
If he salutes, Barry will return the salute.
He's not going to salute you. You're not an officer.
But he called me sir.
It's courtesy.
Ah,
You don't salute in a forward position. Jeez.
hey, I'm Canadian. The American saluting system is odd to me. Sergeant, is there a way we can open that door quickly
Absolutely. Ready to go.
without them getting hurt on the other side?
No problem.
Okay.
Say when.
I'm almost tempted to knock first.
There's a button for that too. We've got that covered too.
Let's get this over with.
Yeah. Knock, then open.
All right. That means that you get to look down the barrels of several heavy weapons as you walk through. Not 17 heavy weapons though. There are 5 people with big guns and 3 others with sidearms, and then the rest are children.
Barry and takes breath at the sight of children and goes, okay, this changes things drastically. We're on your side. We just evaded a Dominion patrol. Do you want to join the resistance?
Really?
There's kids and there's a patrol nearby. We need to speed this up. We need to get the kids safe first and foremost.
Roll rapport.
I am going to use beginner's luck to push that to a +7.
No, you can't use that here because you're not flying.
Okay. Then I have a 5. Super.
Okay. You don't look like a Dominion kill team.
No, it's because we're not.
Okay. The woman in charge is going to lower her rifle, which is going to relieve you a considerable amount because it's rifle shaped, but you can tell from the 2 glowing prongs that you've been staring down for a while that it's actually a rail driver.
Yeah, wouldn't want to be on the the bad end of one of those.
In fact, all of the weapons they are carrying look very high tech. You're with the resistance?
We're with a resistance. The boss said that we could break cover.
Said if we needed to.
We want to make things as difficult as possible for the Dominion. And with the look of the tech you've got there, helping you guys out looks like we'll be doing that job also.
You can get us out of here? You can get them out of here?
Yeah, we have a ship waiting outside.
Withdrawing for your ship.
Why don't you have a look?
We'll take a look.
She is going to usher you through another airlock into the hangar where they parked their ship. And it's like nothing you've ever seen before. Unless, of course, you happen to have worked with stealth shuttles before.
Nope.
State of the art. Experimental systems all around. Most of them work too. Environmentals, though, not so much. Started running out of air. And the recyclers in this place, not compatible.
Let's see.
Hey, Acer.
Yep.
If we shunted some of the air from the Corvette into the stealth shuttle, would we be able to take it with us?
It's not even that hard. You could fly it out. The problem is that they couldn't get their environmental system to remain viable with 17 people aboard.
Ah, gotcha. And okay, yeah.
Because this ship is not meant for 17 people.
So, how could we split the group between so we have both ships having enough life supports for everyone?
You could actually get all 17 people aboard the Corvette.
All right.
Would the Corvette's life support systems be taxed by the extra 17 once everyone's back on board?
Not unless you decided to stay out for, weeks.
Okay.
Well, if you're willing to toss in that ship to be part of the resistance, I'm sure we can make arrangements to get you someplace and get you fed and cleaned up.
And that's why Micah didn't put Mai Tai in charge of the negotiation. I think I'd rather talk to him. The woman says, I'm well, I guess I'm not really a major anymore. Dr. Melissa Ayers.
How's Ayers spelled?
Ayers.
Well, Doctor, I'm Barry. This is Mahal. And let's get the kids onto the Corvette first and foremost. How do you want to split up people for bringing the shuttle back also? Because I don't want that to fall into Dominion hands also. If something happens and they check, if the patrol ship comes back and they do a sweep and they find that's not going to help anyone.
I take it you're a pilot?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, why don't you and I take the shuttle and everyone else can ride on the Corvette?
Works for me. Mahal, you got the comm?
Sure.
Okay. And Barry is going to familiarize himself with the stealth shuttle.
Luckily, you have recently been familiarizing yourself with Dominion flight controls.
Nice. It's just that
So-
since it's a stealth ship, the color scheme for all of the buttons is blue instead of red.
Yeah. It's all laser etched see-through stuff too. Give me a piloting roll.
Okay.
Don't screw this up.
Oh, I'm more than willing to burn fate points on this. Oh, well, I am going to spend 1 fate point to re-roll because that ain't gonna happen.
And
Okay.
that's how Barry backed through the garage door.
Beep, beep.
And beginner's luck would apply to this.
Yes, it would.
Oh, well, yeah, I'll say that beginner's luck will be used instead of the fate point then,
Sure thing.
because that way I have fate points in reserve just in case. Okay, checking that box. So that is a fantastic +6.
All right. You are able to very easily and smoothly turn the ship and nose it out of the bay. Very smooth. It's like you've stolen a stealth shuttle before.
Oh, I've I've boosted ships before. Nothing like this though. Is Barry eyes her. Uh, so did you guys steal it or build it?
Well,
Like,
we built it and then we stole it.
So you're ex-major hires of the Dominion.
Yeah.
If you don't mind me asking, what made you defect, or what made you grow a conscience?
3 dead children.
Barry just stops being smarmy and goes like, "Yep, yeah, that would do it." You have my apologies.
Well, I'm sure you mean that. So thank you.
Barry's just silent for a bit.
So, how long have you been flying a Blackfish?
He slowly turns over and looks at her. Pardon?
You keep reaching for where the flight stick should be.
Right, yeah. You don't get to be major by finding the crown badges at the bottom of a Cracker Jack box. Yeah. How long would have it been? Like a few months?
Yeah.
A few months.
Well, they're lucky to have you, whoever they are.
Well, with a brain like yours, ma'am, I'm hoping that we'll be lucky to have you also.
Well, we'll see now, won't we? All right. Back with Team Psychopath.
I'm not sure to whom you're referring.
Well, you know, it doesn't have to just be one.
There's enough psychopath to go around.
Could be a convention.
Yeah, I mean, Barryness could run in the family for all we know.
I mean, were there any other issues? Ronnie will say. Or are we just waiting for your friend to come back? Or Actually, are we just waiting for your other friends to come back?
We're just waiting on the schedule for when you're going to need us.
Oh, okay. Well, in that case, I have a couple of ships ready to go right now. You tell me what. Give me your comm codes, and I'll transmit the rendezvous point. Or I'll relay the I'll relay the coordinates for the rendezvous.
Well, we have enough time to run back to base and then back again
Is that to me or to her?
to you.
Yeah.
That should be fine. We'll go pick up a couple of our friends. We don't usually just use a Corvette.
I would hope not.
Yes, sir. I would like to roll empathy to try getting a bead on Ronnie here.
Uh-huh.
I've got a stunned bartender's ear. Gives me a bonus
Okay.
to rolling empathy to create an advantage.
Okay.
That's what I'm shooting for here.
All right.
Let's see how badly I roll. Yep, that's not a great roll. You know what? Oh, heck, I'm going to spend a fate point to roll that again because this is funny to me. That's not a better roll.
Uh-oh.
That is, in fact, a worse roll. That is a complete wash.
You zeroed out completely?
Yep.
Uh,
+3 with a -3.
Wow. Okay.
reroll. Could it be argued that your working with Barry has gotten you a bit used to Barry's mannerisms, and you could use Barry's crew aspect of Birds of a Feather for a reroll?
Yeah, if you want to burn another fate point, that would work.
Oh, sure, let's go crazy. I couldn't imagine I need them for anything else.
We'll get them back eventually. I mean, we have been 2 hours into this recording.
Yep, we're almost done.
All right, so that's a +5.
All right. She's an angel.
I mean, that's a perspective.
Yeah, I mean, when she looks at you, you know, whatever she's had to do, it's all things she's had to do. For the audience, she rolled a 6.
I mean, that's fair.
She has nothing but your best, nothing but your best interest at heart.
And Lucette is absolutely positive of this. She is.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
All right. We'll just be going. Oh yes, I guess I should take care of our friend here. She says, and she reaches into a pocket and produces a sphere, thumbs a switch on the side, reaches down, stuffs it into the hole that her pistol created, and then just like walks off toward their ship.
If you don't mind sending us some of those coordinates when you send us the rendezvous point.
Don't worry, she says. Everything will. I'll send everything as soon as we're aboard. You probably want to leave now.
Yeah, Micah, we should be walking quickly.
Micah, well, walk quickly.
All right. The
Because
whole
he
point.
definitely put a grenade in that guy's corpse.
Right.
Because she had to. It was the only way.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the only way to get rid of that armor.
They definitely couldn't leave a corpse there. It would bother the locals.
So it does create a rather disconcerting effect for anyone who happens to look back as a plasma jet shoots back out of that hole. But yeah, there's no usable forensic evidence inside that thing anymore because she had to do it.
It had to be done.
Yeah, absolutely.
Skill with fireworks runs in the family. Fireworks, quote unquote.
Creative applications.
So
There's no
Ronnie
problem that can't be solved with the proper application of explosives.
Yep. Ronnie's shuttle is going to take off and bank away, heading in the opposite direction. And two ships head back towards the Armstrong, as you all have made new friends.
Friends who are the best people.
And friends that are refugees and slash or I guess they wouldn't be conscientious objectors right now. They'd be strenuous objectors more than anything.
Yes. They are inchoate defectors.
Mm.
For posterity, the aspect I tagged for that first reroll, addicted to bad ideas.
Oh, Luzette's never had a worse idea. All right. So, you are heading back toward the ship. Is there anything Micah, Luzette, or Micah or Luzette would like to do or say as they fly back in the Corvette?
Man, I want to kick my tie out of the driver's seat because I don't want to deal with the children, but I feel like the only worst thing is make him deal with the children.
Oof.
And I'm not sure Zombie's a good influence either. So I will send Zombie up to be the co-pilot.
All right. Roll rapport.
Me?
Yeah.
4.
The children take to you instantly.
No, no.
They are all incredibly well behaved. Might have to do with the trauma. But they ask you questions about your sword cane and what it's like to fly when you can't see, and it's all very innocent and sweet and completely alien to the life that you have inhabited for all of these months of danger and fear and the specter of the loss of the woman you love.
I will make sure to make a note in my daily journal about that to Callie.
How is Mahau taking the fact that there are a bunch of children on board the Corvette?
Very polite, well-behaved children. It
I mean-
should be reiterated.
Mahal doesn't dislike children. They are not properly trained yet, so they are of an age where it's accepted, unlike some of the adults he's had to deal with.
I don't know to whom you're referring.
So seeing respectful children, it actually makes him quite happy. And they're like, there's hope for them to become decent adults.
As you were saying that Rob was Luzette taking a pull from a flask.
No, she doesn't drink while working.
Okay.
Besides the pressure suit.
There's a port for that.
That's cool.
Emergency induction port.
Yeah, and in some respects, vodka is a cleaner.
Yeah. On the shuttle, Dr. Ayers is telling you about some of the stealth features on this shuttle, and Barry, while it is rather marvelous and fascinating, it's also terrifying. Because you had no idea the Dominion and technology anywhere near this advanced.
Yeah, this advanced and this miniaturized.
Yes.
Because if it can fit on a shuttle, it can fit on bigger things.
So it's some unpleasant possibilities are sinking in. Is that your ship? She'll say, zooming in the passive scanners on the Armstrong.
It is.
I never thought a hauler could look so good.
Yeah, lots of freshly scrubbed air. I essentially grew up on a hauler, so to be honest, being on planet side, the air smells a bit too full of other things in it. Like pollen smells weird.
It does, doesn't it? It's
But having the option of knowing that pollen smells weird is so nice.
all the same. It's comforting to be around what you grew up with.
That it is.
And with that, we will close.
We did it. We're heroes.
And Lucette actually feels pretty good about this job. They didn't have to murder civilians. They're saving people. She met a cute girl. Things are going all right.
Everything's coming up Millhouse.
Yeah.
So that's been Gold Wings, Black Skies. Around the table, we've had Megan.
Hey everyone, this is Megan playing Hydra, aka Micah Drexler. You can find me on Twitter at Curium247, or you can find this podcast / YouTube show at GoldWingsPod.
Rob.
Hi, I'm Rob. I played Lucette Zombie Forrester, and you can find me on Twitter at Boudet. Although I'm really not sure why you'd want to. I'm not entertaining on Twitter.
Lies.
I realize, I don't I retweet cat memes. If you want some hot cat memes, you're at me.
John.
Hi, I'm John, and I'm playing Mahal Mahai. You can find me on Twitter as Sleepy SLEYPY. Yeah, I pretty much do retweet stuff about games that you probably already saw by the time you saw my retweet.
Well, it's like you've got to, you cover those folks who missed it before, the recap show.
Exactly.
Yeah, the staggering for both day Twitter, night Twitter, and lunch Twitter.
Yeah. And sorry you didn't get to murder a bunch of cops. I know you're looking forward to just gunning down those Dominion customs and border patrol guys.
Oh no, I mean, I wouldn't have rolled the technology roll. I would have rolled gunnery if I really wanted to do that.
And Mike.
Hey everyone, I'm Mike, and I was playing Barry Catfish Nemazuko. And you can find me on Twitter at Tokan. That's Tokkan.
And this is Acer. You can find me on Twitter at Acer_Tolentino. Thanks very much for watching. Thanks very much for listening. We hope you enjoyed and will join us again next time. Until then, this is Gold Wings, Black Skies, TRF, signing off.
Bye.
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 Bye.